Coffee with the Supervisor. Today my special guest is Doreen Guma, who is head of the Time to Play Foundation. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a great name to me. I'm always ready, time to play, because it seems like I'm always working, which is probably true of most people. And this foundation runs something called the Enjoy Life community, which they've tried to create in several communities, and it started at Port Jeff Station. So Doreen, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Tell me about the Time to Play Foundation, then we'll talk about Enjoy Life.
Absolutely. So the Time to Play Foundation is a reminder and reinforcement for people to love their life. I've done a lot of research over the past 6 years that I've started this. My background's in quality improvement in healthcare, and over the past 30 years I've been watching people become more sick and more sad. And you can look at any statistic. We are at the highest rate of suicide in 30 years. We are at 1 in 4 people are depressed. I don't think that that's the way we want to live. We want to enjoy our life. We're here to enjoy our life. So Time to Play is, like I said, a reminder and reinforcement. And I believe that every moment of every day, no matter where you are, if you're working, if you're taking care of your kids, but you should be enjoying your life. You should be having time. It should be like you're playing every moment.
I would say if you asked a lot of people that, they would say, yeah, I'm okay, but no, I'm not really enjoying every aspect of my life.
Right.
And Americans are very hard-charging people.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to work longer hours than their European counterparts. In Europe, they have more time. They have greater vacation time, time off. You know, as someone that studied European history in Europe, they have a very different lifestyle than we do in many of these. Some countries, like in Spain,
Mm-hmm.
you work till like 2 o'clock, and then you take a break from 2 to, or from 1 to 3, and then you go back to work.
Right.
It's, you know, it's just a different type of lifestyle where it's not as production oriented as American workforce is.
Right. And yes, we are production oriented, but we have the ability to control our day. Right. So people will say, oh no, it's a victim of circumstance, whatever, but we have the ability at any given time to change our circumstance. We just have to know we can. So that's where the Time to Play Foundation is. We have we're a hub of resources for people to enjoy their life, to be happy, healthy, have money, work-life balance.
How do I enjoy? Right. So they could go to your website and get information.
They can. We
and
have
what is your website?
A lot of articles. timetoplayfoundation.org.
So timetoplayfoundation.org. They're going to put it right on the screen.
We're a 501c3 not-for-profit organization.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So you're a not-for-profit organization.
Correct.
And your mission is to get people to look at different ways that they could get more enjoyment out of the life they're living now.
Correct.
Which for some people is okay, but for a lot of people, something's missing. They're not as happy as they could be.
Mm-hmm.
There's that element. Some people are actually even depressed about their life. They're
Absolutely.
stuck in a job that they're not happy with, whatever.
And I actually recently have been working with a gentleman who for 20 years hated his life, hated his job, hated his stuff. I'm actually a certified social and emotional intelligence coach. I'm a board certified healthcare executive, like I said. I'm a certified coach. We have people on our team, again, if the Time to Play philosophy is happy, healthy, have money, work-life balance, right? So we have happiness experts, relationship experts, debt, financial stability counseling.
And people that want to access this resource, how would they do that? Is there a fee? Is it free?
A lot of things are free. We do a weekly program called Empower Half Hour. We have one that's run by a 21-year-old psychology student at Stony Brook, and it's more of a say what you want to say Monday nights. Tuesday we do business
like
success.
open mic night?
Well, yeah, to a point. It's just a discussion.
Except you're not singing, you're talking about the challenges that you're facing in your life.
Right, it's a judgment-free thing,
right.
Because you know how people are scared. It's confidential, it's judgment-free. It's call in. You
right.
know, I want to start a physical group, and I'm trying to do that. You know, it's really hard to get the word out, which is why I'm here. So, but we have, and oh, by the way, we're built on the foundation of people helping people, and collaboration equals success. I believe 100% of people should be part of this project. If you love your life, I wrote a book called If I Knew Then What I Know Now. And in that book, every time I give one to somebody, I write, it is so important for us to learn what we need to enjoy our life and our duty to help others do the same. So if you love your life, then you should be part of the foundation, mentoring other people to love their life.
And if you don't, you should be seeking guidance and assistance.
Exactly. Learn what you need
to figure out what
so
you can do. Right.
Right. So we have two options. We could be passive and we could be miserable.
Right.
And we could wake up every day and we could hate our job, which, believe it or not, over 80% of people, there was a Gallup poll, are not engaged in their work. They literally don't like to go there. So,
really?
Yes. So you can wake up on Sunday and be dreading, oh my gosh, tomorrow's Monday, and then you could go to work and you could be wishing it's Friday. So you wished your whole life away. You're wishing your whole week away. So that gentleman I was saying, for 20 years he hated his job, so we did social and emotional intelligence coaching.
Right.
It's the most incredible thing. It validates your feelings. And so he has, just in weeks, after he saw his little survey, and I can
right.
explain to anybody. They could give us a call anytime, email me, and
What
I'll
would be
share.
the telephone number if they wanted to call?
The office is located in Port Jeff Station. It is 631-331-2675, and all the contact information is on
They're
the
going to
Time
put
to
that
Play
on the
website.
screen as we're talking.
Fabulous, thank you.
Right, so they'll have that. And what is your email? Do you want people to actually email you?
Absolutely, they could call, and we have a service
and
for
your
24 hours a day.
Is?
Doreen, Doreen, at timetopplay.com.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And the webpage again is timetoplayfoundation.org.
But we have a lot of different things, so people helping people, collaboration equals success, different businesses can come on board. We do the Tuesdays of Business Success podcast because if you do the statistics and most businesses fail within the first 3 years. Right, but we
usually the first 5 years.
Right.
They tell me that people going into small business, that 80% of the small businesses fail in the first 5 years, which is an incredible statistic. Makes when you're starting a small business, a tremendous amount of energy that is required, time, money, dedication, but sometimes they haven't figured out. We always tell people, if you're thinking about doing a business, go talk to the Small Business Development Center at Stony Brook, which will give you free business counseling and help you do a business plan to see if it will work.
And we have all of this. We have different businesses and different, like the Long Island Association of Small Business is part of us, and we're part of the Long Island Strategic Alliance. We have business coaches and experts in order to do this business success podcast.
Make people's lives a little bit happier.
If we know, we let history repeat itself. That's, ad nauseum, I say this all the time. If we know this happens, wouldn't it make sense to provide these resources? And it's free. Tuesdays at noon. We're working on having it at the
Tuesday
train car.
at noon where?
It's by podcast. So we have a radio podcast link on the foundation website.
Right.
But also at the corner of 112 and 347.
At the railroad car.
At the railroad car. We're going to do
112 and 347 southeast corner, the railroad car.
In Port Jeff Station.
In Port Jeff Station.
Do a little
where you
lunch
got your
break.
start.
Where I did get my start.
I remember when you kicked us off and a whole group of people came out by that railroad station, and we proclaimed that Port Jeff Station was an Enjoy Life community.
Correct.
Tell me how Enjoy Life developed from Time to Play Foundation, what Enjoy Life is about.
I just want to add the one more Wednesdays, Happy, Healthy, Have Money, Work-Life Balance, Rotate, Wednesday, 9:30. And everything is recorded so you can listen at any time. But I really would love your help. And I also talked to Lisa from the IDA about maybe helping with the Business Success podcast, because I don't believe any business should fail. We just have to tweak ourselves. And that's it.
I'm sure Lisa or one of her staff members would be happy to go on to talk to you about what we do in economic development here in the town. Our job is to help to promote businesses in the town to succeed and to find them assistance, tax breaks, to work with them in many ways to ensure their success. So I'm sure someone would be happy to come on and discuss
we'll work on that.
And Lisa Mulligan just got awarded. She's a Director of Economic Development.
Oh,
I think she just won,
to her.
was named by Long Island Business News as one of the key 40 under 40 people.
Oh, that's so fabulous.
So-
Well, I'm not in that classification
No,
because
neither
I'm
am
over
I.
I'm over 50. So, but anyway.
Well, I'm way over 60, so
All right.
I'm
well,
with
we're
you.
still kicking. We're still it's all
Well-
good. So, but the Enjoy Life community kind of came about again, watching people become more sick and more sad over the past 30 years,
Right.
right? So, one of the things that I've been researching is how loneliness is extremely detrimental to quality of life. It decreases your life expectancy. It decreases your whole quality of life. And
Debilitating
it
in
is.
some way
And
because
social
lonely
isolation.
people, right? They're isolated. They don't talk to people. They're inward thinking. I mean, you see people like this. You see some people like walking along the street and they're just like kind of talking to themselves because that's probably the only conversation they're going to have that day.
It's so sad. So the foundation is part of the Long Island Health Collaborative. So it's an initiative of the Nassau Suffolk Hospital Council.
Right.
And one of the biggest issues that you hear over and over, and not just there, but I met with Diana Weir from Women's Services, and she's the communication to the people is the hardest component. So basically, my intention is to bridge the communication barriers in our communities. In port gestation, since this is my biggest ability to
Right.
explain, we have 27,000 people who live in 6.8 miles, and we have 50 community organizations. Nobody knows what anybody does. And so I was talking to one of the pastors at one of the churches, and I said, you know, you guys are isolated behind your walls. We have our, I believe, 3 most at-risk populations, although everybody is at risk, but we have our youth, our seniors, and our veterans. So we have people in our community who are probably willing and able to do stuff and participate. And we have organizations in our community that are doing tremendous things.
Sure, like the Civic Association.
Like the Civic Association. So all of these people who don't know what anybody else is doing maybe would be interested in participating in some manner. And I'm not saying things have to take a lot, but you know what? There's stuff like St. George Church as an example. They have a food kitchen. They have a thrift shop. They have stuff that maybe somebody would like to be there. You don't have to be Roman Catholic to be part of it. You can just go and help.
That
And this
church
is-
has a tremendous senior program.
Yes, they do.
I went
Yes.
there and there were like several hundred people. I
There's
was
500
amazed.
people. My father and mother-in-law actually are part of the 50-plus club, yes.
And they plan trips and
Tons
they
of trips,
all
tons
types
of activities.
So if you're a senior and you're retired, you don't have to be isolated. I thought that was a great thing when
It
I went
is.
to that church
It is.
and saw all of that activity there. I said, someone's thinking there's one or two guys, one guy particularly that runs the show.
Tom.
Yes, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
But
He was
sometimes,
in my office yesterday.
right, you need someone like that to take a leadership role
It's the truth.
to build an organization that can have dramatic effects, because a lot of these seniors, some of them are widows or widowers
Mhm.
that are sitting there. Now they can socialize.
Absolutely.
Now they can go on trips. Not only trips to like Foxwood or something like that, but trips where they go on
They
cruises.
just have dinner and stuff
Right,
too.
or dinner.
You know, and it's
Right.
so nice, and they meet and they play cards, they
Right.
do stuff. Again, if you're isolated, you know, and we do have transportation problems here. There's no doubt. We were actually
There's
talking
no
about
question.
that the other day.
We have a lack of public transportation. It is disturbing. Just recently, I had to go to the county. They had a public hearing, and I had to speak against the bus cuts that our
Mhm.
county executive was proposing. I understand he's up against it because he has some budgetary
Yes.
issues, and I get it, but that is one of the debilitating things that is going to happen. A lot
Well,
of
it
people
decreases
depend
people's
on
opportunities.
bus
Right.
transportation, and if it was more regular, if it was consistent and on a schedule, and if it was tied into the trains, which it's not, you would have more people using public transportation
You would.
and not dependent on the automobile, because as you get older, a lot of old people can't drive. Eyesight problems,
I know.
health problems, other problems.
Mhm.
Public transportation very, very important. Young people also.
Absolutely.
Not everyone can afford a car.
No, I actually, one of my daughter's friends, and Jackie runs through the foundation a safe and sober environment for people 17 and over, because there's nothing for the kids to do.
Right.
And, you know, they're a really big at-risk group, and if we could keep them to look at what they can do to love their life. Oh, by the way, in the Enjoy Life community, everybody, the big picture is that everybody is an Enjoy Life ambassador. I want to go back to Jackie for a second, but I wanted to just mention this because this is really an important part. So just imagine being an Enjoy Life community where everybody is an Enjoy Life ambassador. Imagine the pride that will be established in the community, and the goodwill of the people, and the property values I expect would increase, and the decrease of issue, because everybody's pulling together to make their community the best that they can be. So, but back to the kids, like, you know, if they don't have a way of getting to places, and they're sitting in their parents' basement feeling sad and sorry for themselves, that's where you're going to have self-destructive behavior. And you put into perspective, we have the war on drugs, and we have like all this stuff, and we spend reactively so much money trying to reactively take care of our stuff, instead of what little interventions can we do to proactively prevent it in the first place.
Well, prevention's always the best way, and you're right, we do spend a lot of money after the fact trying to cure a problem that might have been cured in the beginning with very little money.
Absolutely. The Enjoy Life Community Project is a solution to a lot of things. As one thing that I just learned yesterday, as a matter of fact, while I was at the Long Island Health Collaborative meeting, there is a thing called 211, which I really wasn't aware of, and they have a website. So if you, and I don't know if I'll get in trouble mentioning this, but the statistic is pretty, the statistic was pretty amazing, but if you go on 211, I think it's .org, and you Google substance abuse, there are 960 results for providers. Long Island, that's in Nassau and Suffolk County, Long Island is 1,401 square miles. I Googled that yesterday too. So we look at 960 substance abuse providers where the potential for that person to feel good about their life and to recover after they start, the statistics are so minimal. Al Graff told me, and I learned from him, that only 9% of people who do heroin will recover, and a gentleman who was is an editor of a local newspaper, told me only 5% of people who do alcohol abuse will recover. So that blew my mind. But
now, a sobering statistic, because those people have condemned themselves to a very difficult life.
Absolutely. But here you put into perspective, we have all this stuff, the war on drugs, the substance and alcohol abuse, but what if we just made an Enjoy Life community?
Right.
What if we made an Enjoy Life community, and we shared our community resources, and we gave the kids and the people something to be proud of and some hope, and also then the resources, because sharing the resources. Part of the Enjoy Life community I'm working towards with Comstock School District and our Chamber of Commerce, the school business partnership.
Dr. Rella is
one of my favorite people ever.
Right. Is that the Port Jefferson Chamber of Commerce?
The North Brookhaven Chamber.
Okay.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes, Jennifer. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So we hopefully by January we'll have a school business partnership that's really really flourishing, and again through the Enjoy Life community, because it's a partnership between the businesses and the members of the community, the students, and the chamber. So this is the goal, to bridge the communication barriers, to decrease social isolation, to share resources, to share the things that are going on in the community, to get people participating, not just the 6 people who do everything in the community, but to get people who say, you know, that's a great idea. Or what if we start a walking group, because now we have all these people that are part of this different stuff, and they know what's going on, and people actually start to participate. It is a low-cost social intervention. It is 6 years of research. It's research and evidence-based. It is absolutely valid, and I guarantee it will help decrease social isolation, and it will guarantee to decrease the development of
I know
self-destructive
the town
behavior.
would be very interested in working, and you should reach out to your county legislator, Kara Hahn, to see if, because right now it's just in the Port Jefferson Station community.
Well, I actually will be meeting with Quorum.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, and we have been meeting with Holbrook.
Okay.
And you know what it is I really just need introduction. So anybody could start one. Everything is programmed on the website. We have all the resources available to begin programs in any community. We just need one person. They will be a community coordinator to interact with our team. I have people.
Right.
So it's not like it's going to be any other work for anybody because people are already doing it.
But it's something that will make a huge difference in people's lives.
It's a positive reminder and reinforcement. I have my little Enjoy Life Ambassador shirt on. You know, it's like just that pride, just the establishment of pride. And you know what? It has to start someplace. It's a big idea. It's a valid idea. And
you're carrying it forward.
I am carrying it forward.
And let me tell you, people like you are the type of people that make a huge difference in communities. We are blessed in Brookhaven to have a number of leaders like yourself, but you go right at the social issues in terms of people's ability to enjoy their lives. And you're right, a lot of people, because I listen to people's stories in my travels, and you could tell people could be happier than they are. Some people are very happy, particularly those who have children involved in sports and stuff like that, but there are others that are not as happy. And
we dwell on those negative life circumstances.
And try to turn it around, and I think that's a great thing. I can tell you the town would be very happy to work in concert with the county, with all 2 local governments, to see what we could do to help foster these Enjoy Life communities and the Time to Play Foundation. So
I saw County Executive Balone a couple of days ago. So I can maybe I put a call into his people, waiting for a phone call back and an appointment. But maybe we can do that. Oh, we're also working with Suffolk County Veteran Services because you know there's a lot of veterans in our community.
Romaine.
Yes, he's a lovely man.
Very dedicated guy to veterans.
Incredible.
We have a lot of very good people. I have to tell you, there are negatives out there and there are problems out there, but I've been blessed in this job to run into a lot of very good people who are dedicated to their community that they live in and making it a better place. And they do it through a whole host of ways. Some people work on housing issues, some on traffic issues, some on development issues. You're working on psychological issues.
Well, if we just pull the people
all together.
And, you know, everybody's doing great stuff.
Right.
But when you're all doing great stuff and you're here and you're here and you're here.
Absolutely.
If you do great stuff,
it's like the library in Comstock, which is a really wonderful library.
It is a great. I actually met with Debbie Englehart a week ago.
It's a very good library.
It is.
It has a lot of, community has a lot of positives. So whatever the town can do, and certainly we would work in concert with our sister government, the county. So the next time you see Mr. Balone, just say, you know, I know Brookhaven Town's interested in working because maybe, although government sometimes messes things up, but
well, I won't let that happen.
Maybe we can bring some attention and some focus to Time to Play Foundation and help create more Enjoy Life communities.
Well, that's why I'm here, because it needs some attention. And like I said, anybody could start it. They just need to give us a call. It's not a hard thing to start. Again, everybody is doing it already. We just need to bridge it together and get everybody involved.
So we're going to end the segment because we are usually only running for 15 minutes.
I know.
But because we could probably talk all day about this.
I think so.
But we're going to end by you repeating your website address and your telephone number so people know how to get in touch. Because they tell me if you repeat things least 3 times you'll remember it.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, so hopefully people will just give us a call,
Right.
631-331-2675. Again, anybody can start this. It doesn't have to be the civic or the chamber. It could be just a regular
Or
people.
participate. They don't have to
Yeah.
be leaders. They can say, what can I do to help?
Well, there's not that much that they need to do. We
Right.
just have to get it going.
Right.
And we need to make a sign, and we need to make a hoopla, and we need to get people excited and,
Right.
and ready to love their life.
Absolutely.
And the website is timetoplayfoundation.org, or you could go to timetopplay.com, which is a little shorter.
Right.
Try to help people out with that. So
Great.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity.
Well, thank
to be
you,
here.
and hopefully people watching out there will realize this is just another way that you could really help your community. It's a way that could be pervasive in the sense of lifting the morale of an entire community where, you know, it's just a great place to live and everyone's a lot happier than they are now. So with that, I want to thank you for being on my show.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.